Hi friends, welcome to Moka Meetup. This is a video series where you get to meet the cocoa and coffee producers that are responsible for the beans that we use, as well as some industry experts within the chocolate and coffee supply chain. It's also an opportunity for us to look at the supply chain and understand how important our decisions as consumers are as it relates to changing the world. Today, I am really excited to introduce a friend and supply chain partner, Ayissi Nyemba, who is the owner, operator of EMKAO Foods based in British Columbia, in Mission, which is just outside of Vancouver. And Ayissi founded her company just in 2017, so still in her startup years. And Ayissi, welcome to the call.
Thank you so much, Jeff, for having me.
Absolutely. You are so inspiring to our entire team. And that's a broad definition, all the way from our Cameroon farm team at Moka Farm, all the way to our team here in Honesdale, Pennsylvania. Because the coffee and cacao supply chain is a challenging industry to enter. On top of that, you and I both know some of the realities around Cameroon and how complex that environment is to operate in. Additionally, you are manufacturing chocolate in Canada, so you're really going from that farm to bean to bar, and we're so honored to have you on the meetup today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes.
Why don't you go ahead and give us an introduction and tell us about your company?
Sure. My name is Ayissi, and yes, like you said, I am a small cocoa beans processor and single source origin chocolate ingredient supplier. I founded the company in 2017 because growing up around cacao farms, I've seen a lot of issues related to poverty, miseducation, and deforestation, and this is why I wanted to do something. I remember one day my parents were having a conversation and telling me that they don't know how and who will take over the family plantation. So I just wanted to support. I was already in Canada. I graduated from my bachelor degree, and I was doing a side business, and I didn't have the passion, so since 2015, actually, I just put my efforts to really get the knowledge and surrounding myself by people who can support me to starting this venture. And this is how from Quebec, I moved to the West Coast of Canada, and I just started. It was a beautiful adventure, still is. And then because nobody is really roasting the raw cocoa beans, the market for raw ingredients in Canada is still young. So you really have to process the whole cocoa beans and give informations. And I'm really happy because I found a place where people actually care about the origin, the taste, and the ingredients. So this is why from 2017 to 2019, it was kind of, it was challenging, but I was able to kind of put together a factory, yes, and raising funds as well.
That's amazing. So I can speak from experience. There's nothing easy about cacao processing. It's not designed to be small scale. And because of that, it takes a lot of innovation and just like grassroots entrepreneurship to do it. It also takes a lot of courage and strength. Yeah. And so you have it in you, and it's really like you can just feel your strength.
Thank you.
Ayissi, you mentioned your family and back in Cameroon. Where in Cameroon is your family located, and how long has cacao been kind of a part of your family's history?
Yes, so I am a third generation of cocoa farmers. So, oh wow, it's been in the family since 3 generations, and we are located in the center region of Cameroon. So, in the area of Mifu-Afamba, it's in the French zone, obviously, but yes, around the village and in the village, we really grow cocoa beans and coffee beans, but mostly cocoa beans is the main source of income of, in the village. People really grow the cocoa beans and really try to sell. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, before EMKAO and, before you created a chocolate manufacturing company to process your family's cacao, what was the main point of sale for your family's cocoa?
It was through co-ops in Cameroon and small markets as well, and but mostly co-ops. So we were basically selling the cocoa beans to co-ops, or sometimes the big players were coming in the village and getting the cocoa beans at very low prices and in the middle of the harvest. So when you have a bad quality cocoa beans and then you have somebody saying that this is not good quality, so I'm going to buy it at less than $1 or less than 50 cents, then you kind of in that struggle where you don't know what to do, but you know that you have to sell, so then you're just gonna sell. Yes, it's pretty chaotic.
Yeah, it's a very common issue, and you really hit the nail on the head, where if the quality is low, the value is low, and ultimately farmers earn less.
Yeah.
And in the big chocolate industry, where chocolate isn't a specialty food, it's not high quality, it's a candy.
Yes.
Therefore, the value can be low, but that doesn't make it okay. Ultimately, farmers are paying the price for the world's cheap chocolate. And that's why I'm so passionate about fine flavored chocolate and specialty chocolate. In fact, I'm passionate about it because the upside that farmers will realize when they can sell their beans for higher value. And so that's remarkable that you've been able to, as a family business in Cameroon, not only do that, but plug it into your own manufacturing in a factory, in a company that you built.
Yeah.
That's very that's an integrated supply chain. It's remarkable. So, question for you, and this might be a hard one to answer, but what was the true mission behind you starting EMKAO Foods? Was it the passion for fine food or chocolate, or because it's a heavy lift? It's hard work, it's capital intensive, and it's also an industry where you're up against big chocolate. You're up against very well-backed, funded conglomerates. What was the kind of impetus to kick EMKAO into action?
I will say I always wanted to see the cocoa farmers. So say opening new trading opportunities for them. I wanted them to be able to kind of sell to the international market. I wanted them to receive a fair price. It can sound cheesy or too dreamy, but the reality is when you have seen a direct family member doing that pretty much his entire life, you kind of want you want the best for them. And if they love, because they say cocoa farmers don't consume cocoa or chocolate. That's not true. We consume cocoa butter, maybe not chocolate because it's way too hot, but cocoa butter is seen as a medication. Is such a pure and great product. So I will say if they enjoy growing cocoa beans and different other fruits or whatever they love to grow, they should receive a very decent price for it. They should be, they should just be, I don't know how to put it, but we should just being able to have that fair trade, and transparency, and be able to kind of acknowledge their work. So that was the main purpose behind EMKAO, opening new trading opportunities for the small farmers.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. That's really great. It's a vehicle to support many and decentralize the wealth to smallholder farmers. And you're right. People look at our model and they say, wow, that's really ambitious or dreamy, as you said. And it's like, yeah, well, I've seen the alternative, which currently is in front of us. 90% of the chocolate is made in a way that's not sustainable. Better we fix it or maybe just do away with it. And so, no, I'm really proud of you for everything that you've pioneered. I'm actually excited about working with your cacao. Our team is as well. And so as our, supplier of our, soon to release Cameroon specialty bar, I wish I could share this with everyone, but at least you can watch me enjoy it on camera.
Yes.
I know the region pretty well where you're growing. That central region is beautiful. We operate some projects in central and also the Southwest where we do some cacao work. And that whole area is so prime for cocoa. And with good fermentation like this and consistency and drying, the flavors can really be elevated. Which means the value as well as the chocolate quality can be elevated. So monetarily, what that means is that the chocolate will cost more, the flavor will be better, and farmers will be paid a fair living wage income for those beans, not just a per pound cost fixed by the stock exchange price. So it's a really nice model for us to enjoy chocolate in a sustainable way for years to come.
Yes, simple as that. I think there is a way, to kind of be sustainable and getting your cocoa or your supply in a sustainable manner. I don't think the actual model is sustainable and will work. It's not, because if the farmers can leverage, cannot benefit from the hard work, I'm not sure who's going to grow the cocoa. Just simple as that. People will just turn back from the farms, from growing the cocoa beans, and then we're gonna have farms and sell them to peanuts. And we need to do better.
So some fun questions for you. What is your favorite part of the chocolate making process? Is it the roasting? Is it the tempering? Is it somewhere in between?
I will say it is extracting the fat. Yes.
That's all.
I just enjoy watching the chocolate or the cocoa mass, without all that fat in it, and then how it becomes so dry, and then everything you can still make happening with that cake, and then like I said, I'm really a huge fan of cocoa butter, so I'm going to be spending a lot of time on extracting the fat, really smelling that chocolate in the cocoa butter when we first extract, and then just the sound of how the liquid, the cocoa oil and then solidify.
For anyone who doesn't know what that means, extracting the fat, that's pressing out the cocoa butter. And you do that by taking the bean, grinding it up to the point of a defined viscosity, and then you're able to, with a hydraulic press, squeeze it, and then this beautiful white cocoa butter comes out, and then you're left with cocoa powder. Cocoa powder is great for baking, and cocoa butter is great for adding to chocolate to make it more creamy, which is what we do at Moka, and we don't press it. We rely on people like Ayissi to press it because she has that facility. Or as a consuming industry, that cocoa butter ends up in like cosmetics and like chapstick and lotion. Chapstick, like I think all of my lip balm chapstick products have cocoa butter in it, and it's always risky because it smells so good, and it makes you want to eat like whatever you're putting on. So
yes, very true.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, you really have a complex facility there. It's amazing. We're going to have a link on mochaorigins.com soon enough that tells Ayissi's story, the story of her family, their farm, and the beans that they're growing. So you'll be able to read all about that bean source on our website, and soon enough buy the chocolate bar that's made from those. But if people want to learn more, I say, about EMKAO Foods, where can they find you online?
www.mkaofoods.com, and also you can follow us on our Instagram or Facebook page, LinkedIn, at EMKAO Foods. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. And once we can all travel again freely, you're welcome to Moka. We'll do this in person, or even more so when I get back to Cameroon. If we overlap there, it'd be great you can tour Moka's farm, I can tour your farm together, and we'll spend some time at Origin. So yeah. Thank you so much for just giving us so much inspiration today. Can't wait to share this with everyone and continue to, support you and let your cocoa really support our chocolate and a very delicious, ethical supply chain.
Thank you so much for having me today. Yes, it was great.
Thank you, Ayissi. Be well. We'll talk to you later.
Okay. Bye, everyone.